I think I'm nervous because I'm low-key dragging this out, but I need to get to it because I want to go to bed. So let's do my hair. I gotta get some stuff though, but you know, get ready for the process. It is another successful process of holding in my hairstyle for a good 2 months, y'all. Money! With that being said, I need to now let my hair breathe, and I would actually like to style it this time. Popping in them two pigtails was cute, but like, come on. Not gonna bother you with the takedown process. They're larger, it should be quicker, and I have a lot of the things I want to do between the shampoo, the conditioning, the masking, and the styling. So let's get to it. Yep, all of it. Obviously, we still got the standard build up at the roots, so. Hair wash onto the mask now. I'm tired. I can admit the mask did wonders for my hair. It was a lot less breakage as well before the mask, but I do want to still reduce that amount because while it was less, it was still too much for my liking. Alright, I want to try to do a roller set. I've seen it a couple different times on a couple of different people, different hair lengths and all that good stuff, even with different textures. But I don't see as many do it when their hair is not blow dried. I don't want to put a lot of heat on my head, so I guess we're gonna go ahead and give it a try. Now, I don't think that is necessarily impossible, but I do think I have to be very patient and very tedious with the way I go about it. So if it fails, alright, lastly, my anti-frizz. That's the one you don't want to hear me about. I'm actually so nervous, it's not even funny. First and foremost, I need to ensure that it's parted reasonably. My hair tends to hold a lot of moisture, so to make life easy, I'm gonna go ahead and do 4 sections minus the top part because I want this to be a little playful in the middle, and I need to give my hair a break from having a mixed part, so it's not the standard breaking area.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis.
Actually, maybe I should just do this piece first. So, the method I am using allows me to like keep my hair moist, but not have it be too heavy. I realize one of the things that mess me up, because I believe I have low porosity hair, is the fact that I use such heavy moisturizers, even though my hair takes forever to dry.
Nigga don't approach your whip that a turret. Nigga that ain't good game home is sorry. They say conversation rule the nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real.
It's really shiny. That's nice. they usually say something thick alongside something loose. So for the loose texture, I'm doing this. I really do. The thick, last little bit of curl cream that I have. I'm really using like a little bit, how they say, a dime size, and you work it in. Exactly that. Now, the only thing I am adding to it, because my hair is just a little weaker. Like, I don't have the, I guess, the common strong black girl hair. My hair is significantly weaker. Okay. But obviously it still has the curling properties, so gotta make that work. I'm gonna be doing a little bit of oil, and it's a random mix of oils, just the standard like grapeseed oil, rosemary oil, and then a bit of wild grow, because that actually works real well. Make sure I really get my edges and my ends. This is the size roller I'm working with. I'm hoping this will do justice, because I got like 4 packs. I got jumbo. Apparently they had an extra jumbo. I didn't see that in the store. And, you know, it is what it is. We're here now. Can't really get mad at it. So I wanted to have volume, so I guess I'll roll it backwards? So it is smooth. Probably should have popped it off before. It's not hard, it's just, you know, reasonably. Yeah. Ow. My hands are slippery. I don't think so. I'm just gonna brush it to make sure it's actually in there. I don't like that. Okay, well, it did something already, even though it was hardly even in there, so you know what? See the vision. Go for the vision. I actually cheat a little bit. Twist the beast of my root. Alright, one more again. Doing my hands on the side so I can actually keep it in there this time. Much better. Something else I saw somebody do was use bobby pins to kind of hold it down at the base. I'm gonna go ahead and try that as well, so they're not sliding around, because I'm gonna hit them with the hair dryer, but I also want to sleep in it. Maybe I might actually do 5 sections. I'll leave the middle part out. 2. I hope I'm not overfilling the rollers. I feel like this is a reasonable size. It's not too thick. I think that what's making this difficult too is I can't fucking see. I got me a little support mirror over here that you can somewhat see. But like, still. I'm trying to, okay. This piece is definitely smaller than the piece I just did. It's a trial run. Like, bound to learn some way. Somehow. It's funny that I'm feeling iffy about my ends because I put my ends myself. Majority of the time now, when I get my ends clipped, it's done by somebody at like hair cuttery, and when I make an appointment, I'd be like, I got kinky curly hair, and they either like will get the gist, but if it takes them a bit longer to like comprehend what I'm saying, I just be like, can I get a black person or a person of color with some thicker hair? One time we went though, we saw two black people, and I'm like, oh bet, easy, like I know who's about to do our hair. Like making eye contact with us, like, oh, I'm like, oh my gosh, like they see us, like they know they are the ones that need to do our hair. Wrong. They packed up and left. I said, oh, where are they going? It was high-key heartbreaking. Like, I'm not able to be like, oh, it just hurt my feelings. It was high-key heartbreaking. Cause I'm like, perfect, like people just for us. No, their time was up. The people we got, like they did their best. I actually still ended up with a black woman, but I do feel like she should have went to my sister rather than me, because she was like, I can do the thick hair, and my hair is not as thick. So because my hair is not as thick, it is not as strong. It gives really wispy, fly away. It is what it is, mind of its own. Black hair don't always mean strong. And God knows, there's been moments where people have done that to me, and like I ended up with little bitty bald spots. And they weren't even jerking me around as much as she was actually, but it was like a beehive style, or if they did them wrap braids where you trying to tuck it so there's no loose ends. Those were pulling my hair out. And I'm like, maybe my hair is just not moist. Nah, I went through the moisture process, made sure it was moist, and still had that pulling. I was like, oh, my hair is just not as strong. Granted, I love my hair. Genuinely do. It is just annoying because there are some styles I would like to try. This one feels snug.
Till then, I sit my drunk ass on that runway, on this one way. 2:30, baby, won't you meet me by the beam? Too early, maybe later, you could show me things. You know what it is whenever I visit. Windy City, she blowing me kisses, no.
When I'm kicking it with my mother, we be watching Law and Order. And these are some of the older seasons, so it'd be the seasons where people be like for some things, people be against some things, but you know, the concept is pretty much the same. Something I noticed was the definition of snitching kind of varying. Specifically, the story that came up that got my attention was a woman who went ahead, took some charges for a man. This is from the man's perspective. Took some charges for him. He is like thrown off because he can't believe she did that for him. Real remorseful, but at the same time still kind of like shook because he genuinely never would have thought she would go to that length. She gets 2 years. Bro said, I went to go visit her twice because the prison was kind of far out the way. To make matters worse, he like, honestly bro, I also didn't go see her because I moved on. Also, it pissed me off. He told the new joint that the girl that took the charges for him died. To make matters even worse, they pursue whatever they got going on. It's going oh so well to the point Shawty gets pregnant, and which is crazy too, because mind you, she went in there for 2 years. It don't, like, 2 years you already with somebody else and they pregnant? Relax. Apartment is no longer in her name because the lease went away. And bro was like, well, she's arrested due to these circumstances. Can I just like renew the lease? Renews the lease, But they changed it because obviously she in jail, put it in his name, and he been paying rent. So now it's his apartment, bills, all that, to his name, connected to his apartment. Write it off as if she lost it. Girlfriend in there, kicking it with him, pregnant. So she's like, well, yeah, I want to live with you because we have a kid on the way. She been wearing the girl clothes. When she do get out, same size or not, because I'm still her clothes, she gonna pull up to some joint wearing her clothes. I was genuinely just like, not mouth open shocked, but it was just like a shaking my head, like the audacity of this man to do that to her and then be like, can I get some advice? What should I do? Like, what more can you tell someone to do in that situation? The story in itself is crazy because there's no way we can sit here and fake like he don't know what he did was wrong. But you gotta have some sympathy for the woman that took them charges for him. I'm 100% sure she did that with the impression that he was loving her and waiting for her. I did forget to add that, like, she has been calling him. He was ignoring her calls. She was sending letters as well, which he was answering too. But even with that being said, it's like, what you doing is crazy. Well, I'm not gonna lie. If you put me in a situation where I even gotta take charges for you, I'm gonna have your ass. That's not a, what would I do in jail? What would I do when I get out? I'm gonna have your ass before we even start any investigation. Because why would you put me in that situation? This leads me to a couple questions. One, if y'all have a significant other or a boyfriend, because they wasn't married, that was boyfriend and girlfriend, and that could play a part in it if you are with somebody as their girlfriend or their boyfriend or their right hand, their partner. Are you taking charges for them? Personally, like I said with the roles, it depends. I feel like it also depends on the crime too. There's people that like took on charges and it wasn't even for the other person. They just took on charges and the person waited for them. They took on charges for that person because, you know, it helped build the business on that empire type time. Yeah, for real, it ain't even gotta be a significant other. It could be a parent, it could be a sibling, it could just be a friend. Are you taking the fall for it? And even if you don't take the fall, are you snitching? Another thing to think about, what's your definition of snitching? Or like, what would you categorize as snitching? This day and age, people get caught up for things that have nothing to do with them, and I feel like it's super duper trifling. But I feel like if you ain't got nothing to do with the situation, you just out and about living life, you peep something and you like, hey, what's that? That's not snitching. I do feel like you snitching if you go out your way to do something or to like be involved in a conundrum, and if you do something where you go out your way to snitch like you wasn't involved. I feel like that's definitely the category of snitching. You didn't have to be involved in the mix. So to run off and be like, I'm gonna go ahead and save myself and throw them under the bus, that's definitely in the category of snitching. Now, I can sit here and put myself in a predicament, but I also don't feel like I'd be in the mix of anything to catch charges. If I ever ended up in a situation in which it's like, you about to have charges, I probably meant to do it. I probably knew what the consequences was, and I stand by them. I think I'm getting a little too lax. Maybe I'm just getting tired. I don't know what I did with that one, but on to the next part. It's like an overhead dryer. And every time she go to call my phone, I'm busy. Here's the whole thing. Hopefully I'm still in frame. Good night. Good morning. They all stayed pretty secure. This one's kind of already out, so I guess I'll just let it be. Oh. Oh. Forgot one. Do I think it fits my face? No. I think. But I'm not mad at it, especially since I didn't add initial heat. Okay. Alright, well, this is the end result. I can't necessarily say I am ecstatic. I am very much satisfied, especially since I didn't start off on blow dried hair. But even with that being said, it feels good. So this method in general, even if it was just to stretch it out, so if I didn't want to like break through my hair after doing the mask, then this probably would be the method I use to prep for braids, who knows. But I'm overall satisfied. But this is day one. I am going to show y'all what it looks like on day two. So yeah. After 2 full days. Honestly, it's not as bad as I perceived it to be, but it definitely is some things. So let's go over what we need to work on. I didn't have a thick enough curl cream because I was so worried about it being heavy, so I had to work on that. I think what I need to do is actually smaller curls, better parting, and you know, more of the smaller ones so I can actually have definition. You good? Also, I didn't know how to maintain it. I kind of tied it up, but the curls was already out and about and fluffy. The front part was getting fluffy just as the day go on. So when it comes to the root part, that's another thing that would definitely be considered in the case of using smaller rollers. I'm not too mad at it. Feeling wise, it still feels good with the products I chose, and the process does work. Once I do the process to its full extent, I know for sure I'll be fine. But this is just a trial run. It's okay. I am gonna go ahead and tuck it away because it got super duper cold and the ends need to be clipped, and I don't need that breakage making its way up to the rest of my body. So it is what it is. Definitely will have more trial and error for hairstyles to come because obviously I plan on having my hair continue to grow. So, see you next time. Maybe I'll shave it. Not shave it. Feel it.